Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something pretty wild coming out of Microsoft. They're trying to fundamentally change how we interact with AI by giving their assistant, Copilot, a face. Yep, a face.
I mean, just think about that for a second. We're so used to AI being this disembodied voice or just text on a screen, but what if it was more human? What if it could actually react to what you're saying?
All right, let's break this down. The new feature is called Copilot Appearance. And honestly, it might be the first real step towards a totally different kind of AI assistant.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's this experimental feature that gives Copilot an avatar. And we're not talking about some static little icon. No, this thing is designed to be an animated presence that reacts to you in real time. The whole idea is to turn a simple chat into, a more emotional conversation. And the way this avatar is described is pretty interesting. It's not a super realistic human face, which might be a little creepy, right? Instead, sources like TechRadar call it a minimalist, cloud-like figure. So think of it more like a friendly little blob that's meant to be engaging but not distracting.
So what can this little cloud blob actually do? Well, it can pull off a bunch of nonverbal cues we use all the time. It can smile when it gives you good news, nod like it understands, or even get this pensive, thoughtful look. The key here is that it responds dynamically to what you're saying, which adds this whole new layer of feeling to the conversation.
Okay, so now for the practical part. You're probably wondering, how can I get this thing? Well, hold on, because for now, it's in a really limited preview.
For the lucky few who are eligible, turning it on is pretty simple. You've got to be using Copilot on a web browser, then you switch into voice mode, and then you just pop into the settings. In there, you should see a little toggle to turn on appearance. Easy enough.
But here's the catch. It's really not available to everyone yet. This is an experiment, part of what they call Copilot Labs, and it's only for a few select users in the US, UK, and Canada. And, this is important, it's only on the web version, so no luck on the Windows, macOS, or mobile apps, and definitely not for enterprise users.
So, you gotta ask, why is Microsoft doing this? This isn't just a gimmick or a fun little animation. There is a much, much bigger vision at play here.
The whole strategy is really being driven by Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman. And his goal isn't just to make a smarter search engine. He has this vision of creating a true digital companion, one that's totally personalized to you and actually grows and evolves over time.
And I just love this phrase they're using, digital patina. It's such a cool way to put it. Think about it, like a favorite leather jacket that just gets better with age. The idea is that your AI will develop its own unique character through all its conversations with you. It'll remember things, it'll evolve, it'll age gracefully right there with you.
So, when you boil it all down, adding smiles and nods and all these little nonverbal cues, it's all about deepening that emotional connection. When an AI can not only answer your question, but also give you a little nod of encouragement, well, that whole interaction just feels more natural, more intuitive, and let's be honest, way more human.
Now, if you're of a certain age, you might be thinking of a certain infamous paperclip. And you're not alone. Microsoft is very, very aware of its own history, and they're taking a totally different path this time.
I mean, just look at the difference. Clippy was famous for being annoying. It would pop up when you didn't want it to, and it usually wasn't even helpful. Copilot Appearance, on the other hand, is designed from the ground up to be optional and subtle. Someone even described it as a friendly desk plant. It's there if you want it, but it's never going to be in your face.
And that really shows you something. This limited release is completely on purpose. Microsoft is moving slowly, almost cautiously. They're just putting this idea of an AI with a personality out there to see how we react, to see how users feel about it, before they even think about rolling it out to everyone.
So this brings us to the really big question. What does a feature like this actually mean for the future of our relationship with technology?
We could be looking at the very beginning of emotionally intelligent AI. Seriously. We're moving away from tools that just follow commands and towards assistants that actually grow with us, that remember our conversations. And who knows, maybe they even become something like virtual friends with their own unique personalities.
And that leaves us with a pretty deep final thought. We're right on the edge of creating tech that doesn't just understand our words, but seems to understand our feelings. The question isn't just, can we do it anymore? It's, are we ready for it? Thanks for tuning in to The Explainer.